It's no secret that I'm the resident truck guy here at AutoIndustriya, and today I'm gonna show you around the new Cannon from GWM. And don't worry, it's pretty easy to get up and down from here, even for someone as vertically challenged as me. GWM, or Great Wall Motor, is fast becoming a force in the global pickup truck market. And what makes me say that? I've seen so many examples of their pickup truck in the many countries I've been to. One such pickup is going to be this one. This is the new Cannon from GWM. Now, in other markets, it's known by many different names. It's also known by Power, by Power. They have many variations, including one with a split tailgate like that, which is actually really cool. I gotta check one out at the Bangkok International Motor Show. But the one we're getting here in the Philippines is going to be this. This is the SLux 4x4 and another variant. So let's take you around some of the changes in this new and improved model from GWM Philippines. What is very obvious with the change to this new model is the chrome delete in front. No more chrome here, it's all black. It still has the camera there because this one does have a 540-degree camera system. The new LED headlights, you have the adjustments to the front, but also the fog lamps there with the sensors. Over in the side, you have these new 18-inch wheels in black with the GITI tires. The cladding as well for the wheel arches, also black again. No more chrome on the vehicle, no chrome here, no chrome on the door handles, which some of you may prefer, some of you may not. It just depends really on your preference. Side steps here, still plenty of ground clearance in the vehicle, which is what people want out of their pickup truck. Now, in the front, you have double wishbones with coil springs. Here, you have leaf springs. Leaf springs very much biased towards loading. And by the way, this one can take a lot of cargo. Also, it has disc brakes here in the back, which is rather not really expected in this class of pickup truck. Now here, we can see the new taillights, the bumper here in the back, which makes it very easy, and the GWM stamped out there on the tailgate. 4x4 here and 2.40. We'll show you that in a bit. Now, here in the back, you also have the camera. Again, it does have a 540-degree camera. And to open the tailgate, just pull that and let it go because it has hydraulic assist. Now, the size of the bed, about 61 inches long. I mean, when you have this closed, and then you have it about 45 inches wide between the wheel arches and about 58 here at the widest points. The height is about 22 inches. We'll have all the metric conversions for you guys. But what's great here is that the liner, this is not actually a plastic liner, which they kind of installed. This is a full-on spray-on liner. Very tough stuff. If you want to load stuff on there, no problem. If you get it dinged up, well, you can always paint over it with more spray liner. But what's a really cool change in this vehicle is this. You see, you press this, that pops out, and out comes this mechanism and goes up there because that is a step for getting up and into the bed. Ano, Barney? Testingin ko ba?
Game testing.
All right, so let's try it out. So you step here, and then step up. See? Hey, it can take my weight. See, that's what makes it so easy. Even for someone here like me who, doesn't really, it really gets tricky to get up here if you're my height. But this one, very, very easy. And you just imagine, we're not gonna ride here in the back, but get a nice view over there, looking over the hacienda, checking out what's over there on that mountain. Anyways, let's go check out what else the new Cannon has in store. I would not be surprised if the Cannon is the biggest pickup truck in its class because it is 5.4 meters long, 1.9 meters wide. And a vehicle this big is gonna need quite a bit of power and a bit of torque. So let's check out what's under the hood. Now, normally, car makers, when they do a facelift, a model change, like a minor model change, they don't really change the powertrain. It's just really like new features, new look, that kind of thing. But GWM, no, we're gonna change it. So in the previous model, it had a 2-liter turbo diesel engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission with 4x4 or 4x2, depending on the flavor you pick. That vehicle had 161 PS. Well, this is no longer a 2-liter, this is a 2.3 4. It's still a turbo diesel, it's still common rail, direct injection, and all that. And it's turbo intercooler, and it makes 184 PS. Quite a bit more power and more torque. From 400 Newton meters, it's now 480. Significantly more performance overall. And even the transmission, they've also upgraded. This is not an 8-speed, this is a 9-speed. And that means better brakes or better ratios for long distance cruising and to give you more torque down in the rev range. When we do our full test drive of this, you'll know more. This one also has the 4x4 system. So meaning you can take it to the trail, you can mess around with the many features inside to give you better traction when you're going off-road. Especially if you want to do upgrades on the tires, you can definitely do that. It has the potential. You can even fit it with a snorkel if you want, because I can see the air cleaner over there. The piping already runs into the fender, meaning if you install a snorkel there if you want, well, you can definitely take your Cannon to the limits of where you would want to take any kind of 4x4. And believe you me, they've taken the Cannon to all kinds of places already. I really wish they offered all that kit from the showroom, or maybe they already do. Anyways, let's check out what's inside the new GWM Cannon S-Lux 4x4. So the back seat of the Cannon is a surprisingly nice place to be in because of the cushioning. It's very comfortable. You have your own headrest and a center armrest, and it's very wide actually. You even have your own AC vents here in the back, keep you cool. 2 USB ports, pocket there, pocket here, pockets on the doors with a big bottle holder on each, and getting in and out easy. Grab handle and a wide step board makes it very convenient. But what's really cool here is something I would call, I don't know, double 60-40 split. So what do I mean by that? First, you can fold down this backrest, giving you a nice flat space. You also have your tools there and stuff, and the center seat belt here, the 3-point seat belt. You can even store stuff here if you want. And same with the other side. But what's really cool here is that you can also lift up this seat, and there's no latch on it. You just pull it up, see that? And then it folds up and then locks into place. And what that gives you, you know what, Barney, can you lift this other seat? Show them the full space. So there, that's a lot of space under there. So if, in terms of you can have somebody sitting here and then still have stuff underneath, gonna be very, very useful. I can think of a lot of good uses for a space like this. And to fold it back down, you pull this and then it just comes back down very easily. This is versatility that we don't really see in this class and in this price of pickup, and we really appreciate that. If you've been inside the Cannon before, the pre-facelift version, then the interior is gonna look completely different because they've really updated it. I mean, look at the dashboard. It's completely different. You have 2 screens now, a digital screen for the driver here in front with all your information and stuff, fuel, state, which door is open, speed, tachometer, all that stuff, all right here. And then you've got a nicer 12.3-inch screen. The previous one was around a 9-inch screen, I think. So that's a big upgrade in terms of the technology that you have here. And it has wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Though right now I'm using the wired version, so I'm hooked up to it. It's a very fast response when it comes to the Android Auto, but more on this in a bit. Now, when we look around the dashboard, I mean, they've now got all this like new details here. So they got the leather here, same here, and then the outline of a pickup truck over there. It's also a tray. I mean, you can hold on to it if you want, but you've also got the grab handle there. You also have the compartment here, which is your registration and papers and such. A lot of stuff there. You have your AC vents here, so you have 4. So 2 on the wings and then 2 here in the middle, and then it feels really great. I mean, it does get cool right away, which is something we always appreciate in any truck. And then here, the center console, also completely new. So you got USB, USB-C, a fast wireless charger if you want to use that, which is good. 12-volt outlet over here. And then your console here. So the transmission control, the drive control has changed because this one is pretty much the same as the one in the tank, I think, which is rather cool. So you have PRND and then the manual mode over there. To unlock it, it's on this side. You also have paddle shifters here on the steering wheel, more on the steering wheel in a little bit. And then you have buttons here on the right side. So blank, blank, and then you have diff lock here for the rear. You have 4-wheel drive low because yes, this one does have 4-wheel drive low. So you can lock it and you can engage 4 low and then lock it so you can get out of a jam pretty easily. Your sensors and camera, you press that, the screen comes up and you can see what's in the back and all that. You got your 360 camera and you've also got the different views that you want depending on what you want to play with, what you need. And then here on the left side, electronic parking brake, the auto brake hold over here. And you may be wondering what 12V1, 12V2, and 12V3 are. And these are for accessories. So if you want to wire in, I don't know, auxiliary lights, you can do that and then press this button to turn it on. You can wire in a winch, for example, do that. You can wire all kinds of things into your vehicle so long as the alternator can take it. And believe you me, the alternator of this can take quite a bit. And then you have here the drive modes. So what do you have? Right now we are in Eco, I think. If I rotate this switch, we go into normal, and then we go into sport, and then Eco again. So those are the modes here. Now here in the middle, the armrest. So you have a center armrest here, which is very spacious. A nice trick here is that it has a cooler function. So you have, if you have drinks there, it'll cool them on a long drive. This can also slide, revealing 2 cup holders, and you still have the tray. And then on the tray, I have the key. So this is the remote start, and then your alarm, lock, unlock, pretty standard stuff for any key fob. But what you're really gonna appreciate here is the upgrade with the steering wheel, because it's a perfectly round steering wheel, but it's got the same functionality and features as the one on the Tank 300. So you have the buttons here for your volume and all that. You also have the smart cruise buttons here, and then you also have access to the many smart features of the vehicle. More on that in a bit. Directional switch here and all kinds of stuff, and the voice command here. And then the paddle shifters, which, yeah, it's gonna be fun on a long drive. Now on the right, you have your wiper controls here, and on the left, you have your light controls, and your cruise control controls are, well, cruise control controls are here on the left, the lower stock here, depending on what you want to access. So you want to reset, set, adjust the distance, all that you can activate here. On the left side, we have the mirror switches, the stability control, and the headlamp leveler, which is something, a feature we really appreciate in a lot of cars because it allows you to lower or to dip or to elevate the beam depending on where you're driving. So if you're on a long country road, you can use that definitely to your liking. Now, we go here, when you press this button, this screen comes up. These are all the smart driving features of the vehicle. So it does have adaptive cruise control. It does have AEB, but they also added a function in the AEB. Instead of just, you know, vehicle and then pedestrian, they also had bike detection and junction assist, which are cool. We've never seen those features in a lot of the vehicles we review here. So that's actually a nice novel thing. Now, we look at the features here. So the AEB right there, smart cornering, the lane assist, it has all these features to keep you centered in the lane or to prevent you from veering out of the lane. Wisdom dodge. Well, it's a strange translation of intelligent dodge, but it will avoid a vehicle if it senses that you're approaching it too quickly, or if it brakes or something like that. Early warning. The rear side assist, it does have a blind spot warning, and it does have the version of blind spot warning or the blind spot information system that we prefer, the light here. So when you look left and then there's a vehicle there, like in your blind spot, this will be lit up. Same with the other side, so it's very useful. Reverse side warning, all that stuff. Traffic sign recognition, it does have. So it will actually show you here on the screen which speed limit is supposed to be active or at least enforced in that area. It can recognize that. It has the parking sensors, the 360 camera, all that stuff. Really, a lot of these features are in this vehicle. Then you have driving mode memory, the tracing, yeah, the stability tracing assist, all that stuff. Also, the steering wheel assist, because this one does have electric power steering. You can tweak it to your liking. You want it to be heavier, sport. You want it to be lighter, well, you have light. You want it to be balanced, you have comfort. Body stuff, flame mount, all this stuff you can adjust to your liking. So it's, nice and personalized to your preferences. So yes, GWM did step up the interior experience with the new Cannon. I mean, workhorses, yes, you can make them basic, but they really stepped it up in terms of the design, in terms of the comfort, and definitely in terms of the technology. A lot of the changes that GWM made to the 2025 Cannon reflect the preferences of customers all around the world. Customers want less chrome, customers want an interior that's more upscale, but most importantly, customers want something they can count on that has power. And when it comes to the ownership experience here, well, you're backed up by luxuriant when it comes to the GWM Cannon, because this one has a 7-year, 200,000 kilometer warranty, bumper to bumper, as well as a, really long 10-year, 1 million kilometer warranty on the powertrain. Those are things that they are gonna stand by when it comes to the reliability of this and in terms of after-sales support. Now, when it comes to sales, well, the pricing, it starts at $1,348,000 for the Lux, and for this one, $1,498,000 for the 4x4 model. I can't wait to take it out for a drive and for a trail, but I'll leave that to Jamil. Anyways, this is Vince of AutoIndustriya. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see this for yourself, try it out at your nearest GWM dealership in the Philippines.